Over 40 million items of luggage are lost every year, and in fact, just under 1 million of those are never ever recovered. So, if you've ever lost a piece, well, chances are you're definitely not on your own. However, nowadays, there are lots of different ways of tracking your luggage. There's little tags and GPS systems that you can put into your suitcases. But what I've got here is a brand new luggage tag from Rebound. It's got no personal details on it whatsoever. It's got 2 microchips. The first microchip holds all your personal and private details on a secure database with Rebound. The second microchip can be updated every time you travel with your flight details, destination, etc. So what happens if the case is lost? Well, if a member of airport staff finds it, then all they have to do is swipe the barcode, or if an individual finds it, then what they do is they go to the Rebound website and you'll then be notified by SMS or email. However, I've got a couple of issues with this. Firstly, the barcode technology hasn't been implemented into every airline and airport around the world yet. Also, if an individual was to find this case and yet they don't have internet access, then they've got no way of tracking you down. It's also $30 a tag, and the microchip subscription only lasts 3 years. But what we love is what this represents. This could well be a little glimpse into the future.
I have the power, and so can you, my friends.
With this, it's the Ion Slim Power Bank. It's a mobile source of energy for your cameras, MP3 players, MP4 players, or even gaming devices. It's really simple. It hooks up to most devices, and you can use a DC or USB connection to charge it through the mains or your computer before you go out. Or you can use the solar power for when you're out and about. Fully charged, it should give up to 4 hours extra battery life. The Ion Slim is one of many mobile power source devices. Now, what you need to ask yourself is that if you're the type of person that's actually gone out and bought one of these, then maybe you're not the type of person to ever be caught short of power when you're out and about. However, for $30, it's nice to know you've got this to back you up. What you've got to ask yourself is, how much do your treasured items really mean to you? Your laptop, your MP3 player, your glasses. Well, the Scuba Wrap is a great way of protecting your items. It's got a Velcro exterior and a scratch-free nylon pack cloth lining, so you can fold anything from your glasses, your GPS, or even your computers. Yeah, I know, it's no wow-wee technology, it's just a glamorous piece of cloth. And you could probably do the same with a towel or a thick jumper for no extra money. But if you use the Scuba Wrap, then it shows that you care about those treasured items. And when it comes to bringing home souvenirs from a holiday, I care. One thing that can ruin a good holiday is bad weather. So what can we do? We can listen to weather forecasters on the telly or read reports online, but I don't trust those. So from now on, I'm doing my own weather forecast. And if you look to the east, you will notice my Oregon Scientific RA121 watch with inbuilt weather forecast system. Okay, so it's a basic watch. It tells you the date, it's got a stopwatch, alarm, but most importantly, it tracks the weather by measuring barometric pressure trends. And it gives you the weather forecast for the next 12 to 24 hours. Okay, so right now, in London, in January, it's telling me that it's quite cloudy, no sunshine, and this is the way it's going to be for the rest of the day. Great, I think I could have told you that for free. But look at it this way. For $40, you're getting a watch with an inbuilt weather forecast predictor, and that is cool. Isn't it cool? No? Not cool. Is it a bit geeky? It's a bit geeky.
Our very own gadget guru extraordinaire, Tommy Sandu. Now let's move away from the high-tech to the timeless. And each year, over 1 million tourists visit the temples at Angkor Wat, one of the world's greatest religious monuments. And that means that inevitably it's becoming increasingly congested. But if you're on a genuine search for rest and reflection, there are hundreds of other temples in Cambodia, some of which rival Angkor in their majesty and mystery, as Michelle Yanachan's been finding out.
Dawn, Angkor Wat. The crowds of tourists begin to arrive when the air is still milky cool and the light slate grey. Hoping for a perfect sunrise, They come from all over to explore this UNESCO World Heritage Site. For most, only Angkor Wat and perhaps a few nearby temples remain on their itinerary.
Most tourists who come to see Cambodia just thinking about the Angkor Wat, they're thinking about temples area. Nearly 80% they just stop at the Angkor area and no information completely for whole in Cambodian country.
Yet there are few places in the world with such a high concentration of significant archaeological sites. It's the quantity of temples across Cambodia which is so astonishing, and many can be explored without another tourist in sight.
Well, even before you go too far away from here, there's 6,000 to 10,000 tourists come to Angkor Wat each day, and they're jostling for elbow room, frankly. But the archaeological park is 200 square kilometres of temples. It's enormous, and if one works with a good local agent here that is based here, we can get you to many places where you can have an Angkorian temple to yourself. It's almost the golden age of travel.
Travelling by helicopter, I left Siem Reap for Cambodia's northern border with Thailand. The land is dotted in numerous temple sites which speak of more prosperous times for this country. 12th century Bante Chma is a perfect example of the extravagance of that era. It's these bas-reliefs which is what makes Bante Chma so special. Not only are they beautiful, exquisitely done by some master craftsmen, indicating the wealth of the empire at the time, but they also document the historical events that were happening when the temple was built nearly 1,000 years ago. Historians believe this site may have been at the heart of a key strategic city which once rivaled Angkor. Now the non-profit Global Heritage Fund is trying to safeguard the temple and implement small-scale tourism initiatives to attract more visitors. Behind me you can see that some of the temple is covered in scaffolding, and locals here are working on the temple from the nearby villages, learning about stone conservation, repair and excavation techniques.
We would like to work with the local people in Bante Chma because we want to benefit to the local people. So we do some activity, we set up homestay.
If tourism growth is steady and sustainable, the local community here may score a new source of revenue. Access to these sites is improving too. The road and rail network is being upgraded across the country, and there's hope that will distribute tourists more evenly. There is much to see beyond Angkor, like 10th century Ko Kha, where 100 temples are still standing and a dramatic stepped pyramid looms large. The road's also been upgraded to Bung Malaya. This temple's colossal size is only disguised by its collapsed state. Just another one of the many majestic monuments I saw in the region. I'm at Sambor Prey Kuk, a trio of temples halfway between Phnom Penh and Siem Reap, in an area that was controlled by the Viet Cong, so the place is pockmarked with the craters of B-52 bombs. Nowadays, of course, it's well farmland, there's not a tourist in sight, yet these temples are pre-Angkor and just as fascinating historically, dating from the 7th century AD. There is much to explore here for anyone willing to venture into Cambodia's more remote areas, often with the added prize of seeing these places of worship in perfect solitude.
Michelle Yanachan getting off the tourist trail in Siem Reap in Cambodia. And that's it for this programme. Next week, Rajan will be asking, with 100 million Chinese expected to be travelling abroad in the next decade, how is this going to reshape the travel industry? So do join in for that if you can. Don't forget, you can find us on Facebook by searching for BBC Fast Track, and you can dip into our archive. Many of our past films are available on our website at bbc.com/Fast Track. So until next time, from me, Fiona Foster, and the rest of the Fast Track team, wherever your travels take you next, have a great time. Bye-bye.